Hi Leo, welcome to another love reading of yours. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. This is a general reading, guys. This may or may not resonate with every Leo watching this video. And time is fluid. You could have dealt with this energy or will be dealing with in the near future. Some of the energies of the cards here, it's like I'm almost saying it as like a pattern. Some of the energies of the cards here can be flipped, so feel free to switch those energies. And if you do need a personal reading, all that lovely information is going to be down below. Waiting. We have the waiting game going on. It's almost like you had a choice between two things, or you had a direction to choose. You've chosen a direction, you've put in your investment, you've put in your work, and now you're waiting for your ships to come in, okay? You're waiting for your manifestations to come into fruition, waiting for the fruits of your labor, whatever have you. You could be waiting for some communication, could be communication, you could be waiting for someone to come towards you, or vice versa, but there could be a distance between you and the person you're dealing with, okay? You could be at a long distance. Alright, current situation, Queen of Cups. Your intuition is on point with the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of love, a lot of compassion. This is a very giving energy, okay? A very motherly energy, very nurturing, very giving, very compassion. She's always out there for you, and unconditional love. But again, someone who's very psychic and someone whose intuition is on point, okay? You could be dealing with someone who's into the psychic business, or someone who's a healer, okay? What's crossing you is the Emperor in reverse, okay? So I feel that you could be dealing with someone who's a control freak, okay? Your biggest problem out here is, your biggest challenge is that with you being the Queen of Cups and you dealing with the Emperor in reverse, okay? These are like completely contrast energies, okay? Again, yes, feminine and masculine, but at the same time, one does not want to control the outcome. She lets it flow. And what you're dealing, your biggest challenge is the Emperor in reverse, which is someone who's a control freak. They try to control the outcome externally. They want things their way. It's like the my way or the highway kinds. And you're like a very soft, nurturing energy, okay? That's your biggest challenge here. So you could be dealing with someone, okay, who is temperamental, someone who is a tyrant, okay? They want situations their way only. They want the outcome to be their way, whether it's right or wrong, okay? This is someone who's not being able to invest their energies in the right way. This is someone who lacks boundaries. You need to put boundaries. Boundaries could have been crossed in this relationship, okay? Because with the Emperor in reverse, again, a lot of boundaries are crossed, okay? That's why they feel like the entire situation is out of control, okay? It could also be that you are in love with this person so much that you never had any boundaries, and your boundaries were crossed. This person kept trying and seeing how much they could push you, you know, through this entire situation, okay? And there was a loss of control of the situation, because there were no healthy boundaries that were made. In the past, you could have had a realization of something with the Eight of Swords in reverse. I feel there was a kind of, like, it was almost like a cold splash of water on your face, okay? You got back to your senses, okay? You came to your senses about a situation. You got out of your head, okay? And I think with the Hermit in reverse on your mind, there's a certain realization that you have. Maybe you ghosted this person ghosted you. But I feel that there is some kind of thing that you're contemplating on, okay? And now you've had like a realization about something, okay? You're coming out of isolation and you're ready to talk, or this person is wanting to return back to you, or you're wanting to return to someone after a period of break, okay? Because you've had some kind of realization, and you could have ghosted yourself and there was a lot of soul searching, and now you realize some truth, okay? And now you're ready to come back into the world, or ready to rejoin the world. Alright, the reason for the reading is the Ace of Cups. So there is someone who wants a renewal in love, okay? So there's one person here who's ghosted you, okay? Or you could have ghosted them, but now this person has done a lot of thinking, a lot of soul searching again, and now they've come to a solution and they're ready to talk, and what they want is a renewal in love. The problem here is that you could be dealing with someone who's, again, like I said, right, a control freak, okay? Someone who wants things their ways only. I think in the near future, with the Ten of Wands in reverse here, right, there's a situation which is going to be very overwhelming for you, okay? It's almost going to stress you out. The Ten of Wands is a very draining energy. So it's like you're releasing this burden. You're releasing a situation that has been on your mind for a very long time, okay? And I think that's the realization that you have. That's one of the reasons why you could have gone into hermit mode. Okay, you were hermiting, and now you have a realization of something, and you've realized that you need to let this burden go because it's just not serving you. Okay. What you're doing with the Eight of Cups in reverse here, I feel that you're not being able to release this situation, or there's someone here in your environment who's not being able to let go of. Okay, you. This is someone who tried to walk away and they couldn't walk away, or this is someone who just is too invested into this relationship and they cannot walk away from this. In your environment, there's someone, again, with the Five of Pentacles, with the other person who you're dealing with, there's someone's feeling very lonely and left out. Someone's feeling very, very left out here, okay? They feel very abandoned by you. You could be giving them the cold shoulder, but at the same time, see, you're pulling back. There's no forward movement because you're holding back from this person. Because you're ready to release this situation. Because again, you could have ghosted this person. Okay, now you had like a realization of some sort, and maybe the Ace of Cups is not even a renewal of love. It's almost like self-love. It's where you're just choosing to love yourself first, okay? And because you're trying to get rid of this control freak. And this person now feels very left out by you. They feel abandoned by you. You're giving in the cold shoulder, not replying to their texts, not replying to their messages. They just feel left out by you, abandoned by you. And all this is because they probably don't know that you're stuck on them, but at the same time you're holding back. Maybe you could have been very impulsive in this relationship always. Maybe the one who's always made the forward moment. But this time there's been an epiphany. There's been a kind of a realization which I'm getting, which you've had. Now you're like, you know what? I'm gonna hold back because this entire situation I've given and given and given and given and given, and the person that you're dealing with has always tried to control and taken advantage of your feelings and taken advantage of the situation, okay? And now you're like, I've had enough. That's why the likely outcome with the Seven of Wands here, I feel you're going to fight for this. It's almost like more than fight. I feel you're going to block this person out. I feel you're in that blocking energy where, you know what? I'm going to defend myself and I'm going to fight for what I think is right. And I think according to you, what you think is right is that your intuition is on point and you're going to love yourself first. You're going to choose to love yourself first. You're going to choose to do what makes you happy. You're not going to invest into this relationship as much as you did before. However, you're still contemplating on walking away from this relationship. Maybe you have tried, but you're not being able to because with the Queen of Cups, there's a lot of love here, okay? But again, dealing with someone who is just trying to control the situation from the external part, okay? That's why there's this waiting game. You're waiting for this person. Maybe you feel that this person is going to come back to their senses and they're going to return back to you. I feel because this person, again, could have ghosted you. You could have ghosted them. There's been a separation. So I think you're waiting for this person to change and come back while you love yourself, is what I'm getting. But you're releasing this because it's getting too much for you to deal with this person. Again, I feel in the past there could have been a lack of boundaries, and now you're putting your boundaries. Now your guards are up. You feel you should have done this way before. And after a period of break, after a period of a lot of thinking, I think you've come up to the solution that I need to put these boundaries and I need to block this person, and if they want to come in, they come in correct. But of course, at the same time, you're waiting for this person. You haven't given up on this person because look, you're stuck on them. Whilst this person is feeling very left out by you, but you're wanting action. And it's like this time, I'm not going to put in the action. I'm going to wait for you to put in the action. And that's why you're waiting for your ships to come in. You're waiting that this person would change and they would just change their ways. And they would just come into you correctly. Till then, you're going to be in this energy. You're going to block them out. You're going to stand by your ground. You're going to stand your ground. You're going to stand by what you think is right. I like that. I like that, Leo. I hope this reading resonates with you. Leave your comments below, like, share, subscribe. That'd be really cool, and I'll see you next time.